Welcome back to the final part of our Hokkaido travel series. In this video, we'll be sharing what we did in Hakodate, Hokkaido's largest port city with lots to see and eat. We started off the day by having breakfast at the Hakodate morning market. We opted for breakfast to be included with our hotel stay and were given breakfast coupons during check-in, which we could exchange for a meal at selected food stalls each morning. For our first breakfast in Hakodate, we decided on hokuyu. I chose crab legs, uni, and scallops for my kaisen don, and my husband chose to have squid, which is what Hakodate is known for. And you can see it's so fresh that it's still moving. After our satisfying breakfast, we decided to walk around the market to see what we could find. Obviously, there were a ton of seafood being sold. There were even some stalls offering fishing where you can fish for a squid and they'll prep the squid you caught, but we didn't do this since we were still full from breakfast. There was also this indoor area, so we went in to take a look, but also partially to get away from the cold wind. There were a variety of different stalls in this area, and you can find things like fresh fruits and veggies, dried goods, chilled and frozen goods, and even a gachapon area. There are also non-food stalls that sold souvenirs like t-shirts. The kids were getting bored and restless by now, so we slowly made our way back to the car. The next destination was Goryokaku Tower, which is an observation deck a short drive away. You can see this iconic star-shaped park from the observation deck. There is also an illumination event held from December to February, so I would love to visit again during winter for a different view. We snapped some photos and did some shopping at the gift shop before crossing the street to have lunch at Lucky Pierrot, a fast food burger chain that operates in Hakodate. The wait at this particular branch was so long, but I recommend trying the Chinese chicken burger, which was personally worth the wait. After lunch, we headed over to Round 1 for some claw machine and arcade games. We spent about 2 hours here, and I personally never get sick of going to the game centers in Japan. My parents used to take me and my sisters to the game centers whenever we visited Japan, and I just think it's so much fun. So I am grateful to be able to share that same joy with my own kids now. After the game center, we made our way to Kosetsuen to catch the MOMI-G Festa autumn leaves light up. The MOMI-G Festa runs for about 2 weeks from mid-October. There is apparently more to see and do here, but it was dark and cold, so we weren't really in the mood to explore much. It was nice and peaceful with not a lot of people, and the illuminated maple trees were really beautiful to see. I definitely recommend dressing up more appropriately for the weather because we underestimated how chilly it would be at night and would have definitely explored the area more if we were dressed warmer. Despite the cold, we were still able to get some great photos here. We then headed over to Hakodate Dining Gaya for dinner, which is an izakaya-style restaurant with reasonable prices and high-quality food. We ordered so much because this was also our anniversary dinner and we really wanted to treat ourselves.
Did I say Kenji?
We began the day with breakfast at the morning market once again. I can't recall the name of the restaurant, but the menu was pretty much the same regardless of venue. I got the ikura, uni, and kani kaisen don this time. After breakfast, we did another quick stroll around the morning market. We had a late start today, so it was pretty quiet at this point with not a lot going on. So we got our car and made our way to the first stop of the day. This is the Kanemori red brick warehouse.
Yes.
It's a commercial complex with a charming vibe, and I loved that it was not overly crowded here. There is a lot of Western influences in Hakodate, and you can tell by the architecture around the city, which is quite different from what we usually see in other prefectures. We decided to go into this first building. There were a few different shops in here. We found a shop selling unique accessories and trinkets, a shop selling Hakodate wine and wine products, and I need to mention these wine jelly pouches because I got one red and one white and they were so good, I regret not getting more. There is also a small shoe shop and a shop offering calligraphy services, along with a few other shops. This red brick warehouse connects to another building via this walkway. We didn't walk over, but I believe there's a music box shop over there. After walking around the red brick warehouse area a little more, we ventured further outside and made our way to this cute little strawberry dessert shop where we stayed for some sweet treats, specifically this strawberry parfait and shaved frozen strawberry dessert. As we left the shop, we stumbled upon this random yet historically significant site. This is Japan's first concrete electricity pole from 1923. We were walking along this street when we noticed a delicious scent wafting through the air. The smell of freshly baked goods was so strong we could smell it from a distance. We decided to take a closer look to see what they were selling. They were selling freshly baked choux cream puffs. We decided to try them and they were so good. We then continued walking back towards the red brick warehouse, and I love finding these beautifully designed manhole covers in Japan. After a short 10 to 15 minute walk, we arrived back here. We spent a few minutes admiring the view. Hakodate is so beautiful. We then made our way back to the car. There are many statues like these around the city. My son liked this one in particular. He loves animals and showed great interest in cats throughout this trip. We wanted to see the Hachimanzaka slope, so that was our next stop. We drove up the slope, then back down again to film this clip. Our next stop was the Old Public Hall of Hakodate. We parked the car and walked up this slope. It was so steep and required quite a bit of stamina, but it wasn't very far, so it wasn't so bad. This is what the old public hall of Hakodate looks like on the outside. You can pay a small fee to tour the inside, and you can really see the Western influences in the interior. There is also an add-on option to dress up in Victorian clothing for some photos. The balcony is also accessible and offers great views of the Hakodate Bay area. After that, we somehow found our way to the Hakodate Gokoku Shrine, another beautiful spot for photos. Then we had a late lunch at McDonald's, and the McDonald's here really hits different. After that, we did some shopping at the drugstore before having a late dinner at Sushiro, then calling it a night. It's sadly the last morning in Hakodate, but the breakfast was amazing as usual. We then drove over to the airport to catch our flight to Tokyo. We dropped by Ginza 6 for some sweet treats and coffee at Blue Bottle. Then we headed over to Ikspiari for dinner and even caught a glimpse of the fireworks. The next couple of days were spent at the Tokyo Disney Resort. I will be uploading a highlights video soon, so please consider subscribing if that's something you're interested in. Thank you for watching our Hokkaido vlog series.